Hey guys, now in today's video, we're going to take a look at this brand new gaming controller from GameSir. This is the Galileo G8, and this is a gaming controller that supports USB-C connectivity. It's a physical connected gaming controller that requires no charging, and it works straight off of your phone. Now, the cool thing about this is that not only will this work on an Android phone, but it will also work on the brand new iPhone because it's USB-C as well. Let's go ahead and check it out. Now, before connecting this game controller to a phone, I just wanted to go over, again, some of the attributes that we have here. Now, this is the closest gaming controller that we've experienced in a very long time that is as closest to using an Xbox or a PlayStation controller. And there's a lot to be said with that, especially since this is going to be used for your phone. Now, keep in mind, this is going to be able to work not only on the phone, but I've also been successful using this with my Samsung Galaxy Fold and also my Pixel Fold. So USB-C, they're large enough, they'll fit here and it'll accommodate them as well. And then if you're worried about your iPhone, especially your brand new iPhone here, the big camera bump, no issues with that either. Now, the one thing that I will highlight is that you will have to take off the case of your phones. It just doesn't work well with any phone cases. Now, taking a look at the controller, you'll see that this controller is rather large. And the first thing that I'll highlight is that even though it's larger, it feels really good. This is like if you were using, again, a standard console gaming controller, and it has the feel and I would say the responsiveness of one as well. So here you have your button controls, here you have your joysticks, your D-pad, you have some special function buttons, one of them that's going to be able to do a screenshot, and you have various modes that you can enable with this so that it will work as different controllers. Like, for example, if you want it to function as an Xbox versus a PlayStation controller. Now, one of the things I like about this is that it has this flexible USB-C port. If you guys can see that right there, the flexible USB-C port means that when you connect your phone to this, it's not rigid and it will move up and down, which is going to save your USB-C port. You could damage it if you don't really watch what you're doing. And with this specific implementation, you don't have to worry about that. You can see right here when we're pushing it, it's basically flexible, and that's really, really nice. Now, the other thing that is a pro with this is that it does have pass-through charging. It's going to charge up to 27 watts. It's going to be, if you have, let's say, for example, ultra-fast charging phone like the Samsung line, it's going to charge super fast. And here basically is your pass-through. Now, the other thing I like about this is that most phones don't have an audio jack. And because of that, you have to use your USB-C port. And you have to choose, do I charge or do I do audio? In this case, when your phone is connected and you're charging, you can have a physical headphone connected to this. That's a good feature, right? Really, really like that. Now, as you look at this again, you have controllers, and you're going to see here that I have some additional buttons that I can swap out. And the neat thing about this is that changing out the actual joysticks don't require any tools whatsoever. Watch this. All I'm going to do is grab the side right here, and then I'm just going to pop this out like this. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Put my nails here on the side, pop it out, and that's how easy it is to take off the shell so that you can actually change these two controllers if you wanted to. The bottom of it is magnetic, and when you want to put it back in, it just locks into place just like that. Super easy, super convenient, and I can expect that, maybe in the future they're going to have some shells, some covers that are going to be different colors or different styles. I think that's really cool. The controllers themselves, again, you can see them right here. All you got to do is swap out the one that you want to swap out to get the right or the type of feel that you'd like. And you can see that you have 3 different types here. And let's see if you guys can see this one right here. This is a smaller one. Here's one that's a little bit larger. And then we have this one right here as well. All of them giving you, again, a different style, different tactile experience, depending on what you'd like to experience here. All the buttons are very responsive. So, here you have your D-pad is really good. Again, your joysticks are there. The buttons feel just like you were dealing with the large controller, which is also really nice. You have a screenshot button, a function button. This is a special function button as well. Some people call it the chicken button because it looks like it has a little chicken on it. And basically, by pressing these buttons, you can switch from support of an Android phone to an actual iPhone itself. Now, you do have the triggers, and these triggers are very much like if you would have an Xbox trigger. So you can see them right here, right? Very responsive and very clicky. I really like the feel and how springy they are. On the bottom, you'll notice that you have, again, additional controls. And again, very responsive. You can see here that there is some nice stippling going on right here. Nice finish all the way around. And it gives you really nice feel in your hand. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put these two covers on. And I'm going to show you, we're going to go ahead and, this is a Pixel. I'm just going to go ahead and connect my Pixel to this. Connects just like this. And then as soon as I connect, you'll notice it's going to basically prompt me about, again, what I like to allow the GameSir to connect to this. Now, this does have an app, and I do highly recommend that you download the app from the App Store because it will allow you to update the firmware. So there's going to be a lot of options that you have here. But here, for example, you have all your games that you can download. And keep in mind that you're not stuck with the games that only appear inside of the GameSir. You can download any game that you have on the marketplace, Android or iOS. And it will control them without any software. And it will even, if you have some software, let's say that doesn't support, or some gaming games that doesn't support the actual controller, you could configure the on-screen controls to function with the actual physical buttons and what you have going on over here. So that's something that's really cool. Now, also, I just want to show you one other thing. You can configure your remote, or you actually control. So I'm going to I'm going to test my gamepad. And then what you'll notice is, in this case, and let's lower the brightness because this is a little bit too bright. So you guys can see that. Let's see if that will work. Okay, there's a little, there's some horizontal bars there coming across, but we'll see how that's going to work. We'll go ahead and bring this a little bit right here so that you guys can see this. I'll tap this in focus. There we go. So a couple things that you're going to notice here, and we'll get this right here. Notice the joysticks. You have a real nice joystick view here. So as you're moving left and right, you can see how they're functioning. You can adjust the sensitivity. You can notice that as you're pressing the buttons, it's telling you what the responsiveness is, your D-pad as well. And, for those of you who use or are used to gaming on your phone, again, I think that this is one of the best gaming experiences that I've seen in a long time coming from a handheld controller, especially one that's going to allow you to use your iPhone as well. Now, on the back here, I wanted to also highlight something else. And let's go ahead and see if we can keep that in focus right there. You'll notice one of the things here that there's a pretty big opening. Now, this opening right here is for your camera module. So it has a bump area that gives you some space for those phones that have big camera bumps. And like we mentioned on the iPhone has a pretty significant camera bump. So it won't have a problem with it at all. The only thing you have to do is you'll have to make sure that you remove the case. Now, from a gaming perspective, we tested out the actual controller with first-person shooters, with actual fighting games like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Minecraft, and pretty much from a compatibility perspective, you have no concerns whatsoever. Now, for those of you curious as what the iPhone 14 or 15 Pro Max would look like, check it out. So here I have my iPhone 15 Pro Max. You notice right here that the actual camera module is not in the way. It's not getting bumped at all. It actually has a little bit of extra space there. So again, this is going to work fine with your iPhone. Everything lights up. Everything works. There's no control concerns. And once again, you have really nice gameplay. Now, for those of you curious on what is it going to look like with a tablet, well, check this out. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. So here we have it set up for our, again, this is our Pixel Fold. And again, notice everything works, moves. Gameplay is spectacular, especially something this large. And I actually like the way the weight is distributed on this. So it actually distributes the weight really nicely. So once again, tablets, cell phones, USB-C, it's going to work. So guys, that wraps up our review of the GameSir G8 Galileo. Looking for a gaming controller for your phone? This is the one to get, especially if you're looking to get one that's going to have an Xbox or PlayStation feel.